Every champion has a secret, but Alexandra Eala's secret is rewriting Philippine tennis history. According to me, the craziest thing about the 2025 US Open wasn't the final. It was Alexandra Eala, a teenager who pulled off the unthinkable, shocking the tennis world and inspiring millions. And here's where it all starts. Far away from the roar of New York, in the quiet intensity of Mallorca, Spain. That's where Alexandra Eala sharpened her game at the Rafa Nadal Academy. You know what's crazy? She was barely a teenager when she moved there, training on the same courts where Rafa himself built his empire. Imagine the pressure. Every corner of that academy whispers about champions. And here was a young Filipina carrying a nation's hope on her shoulders. At the academy, she wasn't treated like a princess. Nope. Coaches were ruthless about discipline. Early mornings, heavy drills, endless repetition of ground strokes. But that's exactly what shaped her. According to me, this is where her secret begins. Because training in that environment didn't just polish her forehand, it built her mental steel. And don't forget her junior pedigree. In 2022, she stormed through the US Open girls singles and lifted the trophy. That moment, that wasn't just a teenage triumph, it was a promise, a loud message. This kid isn't just here to play, she's here to take over. Looking back, it feels obvious now. The discipline of the academy, the taste of junior success, the exposure to players who lived and breathed top-level tennis, all of that stacked up like bricks in a foundation, setting her up for what was waiting in 2025. But wait, it gets way more dramatic when you look at what went down in New York. Eala's first-round match against Clara Towson wasn't just tennis, it was a thriller movie. Towson, the 14th seed, was expected to breeze through. Most people probably didn't even circle this match on their schedules. But man, were they wrong. Picture this, Eala goes down 1-5 in the final set. The crowd is buzzing. Some are already heading for snacks, thinking it's over. But here's the twist. Point by point, game by game, Eala claws her way back. The way she fought, it was raw, desperate, but precise. According to ESPN, she saved multiple match points, refusing to blink even when Towson threw everything at her. WTA reports said the atmosphere inside that stadium shifted. Suddenly, people weren't watching a seed advance. They were watching history unfold. And when Eala finally sealed the tiebreak, the place erupted. First Filipino to ever win a US Open main draw match in the Open era. That moment wasn't just hers. It belonged to every Filipino kid who dreamed of swinging a racket. Honestly, what gave me goosebumps was the symbolism. Here was a player from a country with almost no Grand Slam legacy, standing tall against a European powerhouse and proving she belonged. That match wasn't just a win, it was a line in the sand. It was Alexandra Eala saying, "I'm here and I'm not going anywhere." And this part blew my mind. You know how many players crumble under pressure, especially when they're staring down match points? But Eala, she thrives in chaos. At 1-5 down, most would have packed it up mentally. But her secret weapon? Mental training. Little routines between points, deep breaths, visualizing the next shot instead of the scoreboard. It's the kind of stuff drilled into her at the Nadal Academy but tested only on the biggest stages. She saved match points not by blasting winners, but by making smart, gutsy choices, rolling high forehands deep, targeting Towson's weaker side, staying in rallies until cracks appeared. That's not luck. That's resilience baked into her D-side. Androm years of grinding matches no one ever saw on TV. According to me, this is where she separated herself. Belief system, composure, the ability to flip a script when everyone thought it was done. That's her real secret. And honestly, isn't that what makes champions? And here's where the real tennis nerds like me start buzzing. Eala's game isn't just about fighting spirit, it's about how she uses her tools. Being a lefty already gives her that natural edge. Wicked cross-court forehands and serves that swing out wide, forcing opponents to stretch awkwardly. You know what's crazy? That spin isn't just flair, it's disruption. It breaks the rhythm. In 2025, she leveled up her serve. Analysts pointed out how she started placing it smarter, not just harder. Instead of blasting every first serve, she mixed it up, kicking wide, sneaking down the tee, and keeping rivals guessing. That variety meant she wasn't predictable anymore. Her shot selection also matured big time. Earlier in her career, she sometimes went for flashy winners too soon. But at the US Open, she showed patience, building rallies, pulling Towson wide, then sneaking into the open court. It was calculated, not rushed. And in tight rallies, that's when the analysts got excited. They said she looked like a veteran out there, choosing the right ball to attack, knowing when to defend. According to me, that's the sign of someone not just playing tennis, but thinking about tennis. But wait, it wasn't just the US Open that defined her. The whole season had been building toward that moment. Think about her Miami Open 2025 run. She faced higher-ranked players, names with more experience, yet she kept swinging like she belonged. That tournament was her quiet announcement. I'm ready for the big leagues. Those wins stacked up like bricks of confidence. Every upset was another reminder that she could hang with the best. And you could see it in her body language, walking onto the court like she deserved to be there. Not just as a wildcard story, but as a contender. For me, the turning point wasn't just the trophies. It was the shift in belief. It's one thing to dream about competing with top 20 players. It's another thing entirely to beat them. That's when you stop asking, can I do this? And start saying, this is who I am. By the time the US Open rolled around, that belief was baked into her game. So when she went toe-to-toe with Towson, it wasn't luck. It was months of proving to herself she belonged. Now let's talk about something people often overlook, the team behind the scenes. Tennis looks like a solo sport, but trust me, no one gets to this level alone. Eala's circle is tight, and that's her secret weapon. From coaches who dissect her game frame by frame, to fitness trainers making sure she can grind through three-set wars, to recovery specialists keeping her body fresh. This is an army working behind one player. And the philosophy tying it all together? Straight from Nadal Academy. Resilience and humility. Work harder than anyone and stay grounded no matter how high you rise. But there's another layer too. Family. Her parents and the Filipino community are her anchor. Every time she talks about her wins, there's that national pride. It's not just about her career, it's about putting the Philippines on the global tennis map. I must say this mix of professional precision and personal support is rare. Many players have one or the other, but Eala has both. And that's why when the pressure hits, she doesn't crack. She's got a whole system holding her steady. And here's where it goes beyond tennis. Alexandra Eala isn't just another rising star, she's carrying a flag. For Southeast Asia, especially the Philippines, her win at the 2025 US Open was seismic. Kids back home saw her fight back from 1-5 down and thought, if she can do it, maybe I can too. The media reaction was electric. ESPN called it historic. The WTA labeled it a landmark for Philippine tennis. And in Manila, her win lit up headlines overnight. Suddenly, a country not known for producing tennis champions had its own warrior on the world stage. She's not just lifting herself, she's lifting an entire region. And that's the beauty of sport. When one player breaks through, doors open for thousands of others dreaming behind them. So what's next? If you ask me, Alexandra Eala has the ingredients to be a future slam contender. Her strengths are obvious: mental toughness, tactical variety, and a lefty game that already frustrates top players. She's proven she can hang with the elite, but the climb isn't over. Future reads more consistency on serve, sharper transitions to the net, and the physical endurance to handle back-to-back five-star matches. If she polishes those edges, I wouldn't be shocked if she lifts a Grand Slam trophy within the next few years. Every champion has a secret, and Eala's is no mystery. It's a mix of discipline, resilience, tactics, and heart. She's proof that champions aren't born overnight. They're built step by step. So what's your take on her journey? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more.